There's a movie called Silent Friend. It's 147 minutes. The movie star is a tree, an immovable tree, a ginkgo tree that was, I believe, in the ground since 1832. Right. Would you watch a 147-minute movie about a tree?
That depends. Are we watching the tree grow for 147 minutes, or is there an actual story behind it?
Okay, I'll tell you.
The fact that you haven't answered already scares me, so I'm guessing no.
Let me say this. It is written and directed by Hideko Enyedi. I am probably possibly manhandling or mishandling that name, and I apologize. But there are 3 different stories, Eric, for Silent Friend. It centers on this ginkgo tree, which is planted or lives near a German university. And the movie Silent Friend is set in 3 different time periods. The year 2020. In 2020, there's a neuroscientist played by Tony Leung from In the Mood for Love. You guys might know him from that, or Infernal Affairs. He is a visiting neuroscientist in the German university. He's really conducting a series of experiments into the possibilities of botanical consciousness, meaning, can we communicate with plants? That sounds very interesting for that neuroscientist in 2020. What a very interesting experiment that he might be doing, whether we can communicate with plants. That's the year 2020. Unfortunately, the pandemic happens, and he ends up staying and living in that university by himself, along with the superintendent or the groundskeeper of the area. And that groundskeeper, or maybe it's a security guard, lives in that area as well. So it's just these 2 people who speak different languages. The neuroscientist speaks English and, I believe, Cantonese, and I don't know what language. Yeah, the security guard speaks German. So they can't really communicate initially. And they're living in that university in the middle of the pandemic. So that's one of the stories. The other story is set in 1972, where a young student played by Enzo Broom, he is doing an experiment with a geranium that was left by this girl, this fellow college student, whom he has a crush on. So in 1972, this young student, he was raised in a farm. He hates everything to do with the farm because he had to deal with animals. He had to deal with plants. But then this story, set in 1972, deals with his situation on this experiment with a geranium. That's the second story. The third story is set in 1908. It's a female pioneering student played by Luna Wedler. She is one of the women who are interviewing for a position as a student in the university. And remember, this is 1908. So a lot of this section deals with her being interrogated by various professors in the university. A lot of them, of course, it's 1908. Some of them are very sexist towards her, and she's grilled with a lot of very uncomfortable questions. And so that third story, set in 1908, deals with how this woman gets accepted to the university and how she uses ultimately the practice of photography to enhance her studies of botany. These are the 3 stories, Eric. Are you dead? Does it seem like a story, or it seems like 147 minutes of a slog that you'll never get through? I know the answer to this, but I'm just saying.
It felt like listening to a tree grow.
Oh, thank you. See, listeners, how abuse. I eat people food. Okay, Bruce Sparky has the biggest punish from Eric Holmes within the CinemAddicts universe. Yeah, at least Eric was very honest about this movie. Is it for everyone? Absolutely not. Is it a slog? I don't know, because I was able to watch it on my iPad lying down, and I watched the entire 147 minutes without a stop, without a bathroom break. I was transfixed. I loved it. Visuals are very interesting. I don't know the specific film tech, but one is shot, the 1908 short version is shot in black and white, I think either on 16 or 35. And another one, 1972, is also shot on film. And the one in 2020, the story in 2020 with Tony Leung, is shot on digital. So there's different looks in the movie. So on a visual sense, it looks great. The production design is interesting. And you're also immersed in these 3 stories. Maybe you might like one story or the next. There's going to be a big complaint regarding Silent Friend. However, it could be argued that almost, I would say, maybe 2 out of the 3 stories aren't really fully completed. A lot of people will feel that way. I don't feel that way. I feel those two stories, which people will complain about, are completed in a very subtle fashion if you look deeper into the narrative. But yeah, it is an artsy fartsy movie, but it's a very interesting movie about not just how we communicate with plants, it's about how people communicate ultimately with each other as well. Even though there might be a language divide, there might be a socioeconomic divide, or there's sometimes you just got to look a little bit past your own perceptions and try to expand your life and your knowledge and the way you see the world. And that is part of what Silent Friend is. The Silent Friend, of course, is that ginkgo tree. The geranium has a supporting player cast in this movie as well as that second story. And what's interesting is the narrative, the 147-minute narrative jumps back and forth among the three stories. So you're not, in my opinion, you're not completely, if you're getting bored with one of the stories, it'll jump to another one. Okay, so again, this is an acquired taste, but Silent Friend to me, upon first viewing, it's a 4.5 out of 5 star experience for me. I wouldn't be surprised maybe a year later or maybe upon a second viewing, I might give it 5 stars, but for now, an excellent, excellent film. 4.5 stars for Silent Friend. Friday, May 8th in New York, specifically at Film at Lincoln Center, and then Los Angeles on May 15th. It's a very art house film, but don't let that arty part fool you. It is an epic look at humanity and trees and geraniums. It sounds absolutely boring, but it's not.